Hi guys, it's Panda from Panda Creates Tutorials, and today I have the honour of doing an exclusive tutorial for Glitter Your World for their brand new clip-on car air fresheners. Now some of us have already got our hands on these as they were included in the Summer Bonanza mystery boxes which were posted out in November. At the time of filming this, unfortunately, they have not yet been made available individually on the website yet. However, they are not very far away at all. So if you are watching this video, chances are that they are listed by now. So if you missed out on the Summer Bonanza collaboration between Glitter Your World and Sparkles by Carby Design, definitely head over to the Facebook page or the website now and suss them out for yourselves. Now the kit that I am using today does come in two individual parts in their listings. The first part you will need is the air freshener kit, and the second part you'll need, which is completely optional, is the little flowers as well. So let's get started, shall we? So this is what you will need to make your very own air freshener. These are the kits that should be listed on the website by now. These come individually to the flowers, so if you want the flowers, make sure you add them to your cart as well. But to make these clip air fresheners, all you really need is this kit here. And inside the kit comes, this is your base ring with the little clip that will clip onto your air vents. You have the front and the back acrylic pieces for your air fresheners. This is actually black acrylic that hasn't been peeled yet. This is your Velcro. If you were using a flower, you need your 2 bits of Velcro to be able to attach it. Your hardware. And of course your little scent sponge. Now these obviously come unscented. And my recommendation would be, before you go putting this in your finished air freshener, make sure you scent it first. You do not want to be scenting your foam pads when they're already inside here. Okay, so there's your scented pad as well. Now, on top of your air freshener kit, you will also need, and this is these bits are entirely optional, but this is what we're making today. These are the flowers. If you can see, I've already stuck my bit of Velcro onto here with some liquid fusion just to try and get ahead of myself today. But you will need a flower. I'm also using a 5 centimeter round acrylic blank, and I've already pre-drilled my hole. I'm not sure why I continue to pre-drill my holes in these, because when I'm doing these I always end up filling over the hole and with the glitter and having to drill through them anyway, but that is pre-drilled. With the hardware, one end obviously has to attach to your ring, because this is the bit that hangs down, and then you've got your little acrylic blank hanging off the bottom. So with the hardware that comes, because I want the option of being able to clip on and off my acrylic blanks to change them out, I also have one of these little jewelry clasps and a larger O-ring to attach to the base ring of the air freshener. Some pliers. Today I'm using UV resin. You can use normal resin if you'd like to. I'm just using UV resin today because it obviously is a lot quicker to work with. If you are using UV resin, obviously you need a lamp to go with it. And this is the glitter that I'm going to be using today. I'm not going to say the name of it because if I do, Facebook may ban me. But this is also available from Glitter Your World. It's out of her new cocktail collection. And the reason why I'm using this today is partnered with the white flower and the white and blue of my decal that I've already cut for my acrylic blank, makes the colours, I've already made one, makes up the colours of my children's cheer team. So these are going to become coach gifts. Okay, so once you have all your equipment together, the first thing we want to do, move everything out of the way, is get your acrylic blank all glittered up or inked up or whatever you want to do with that. So I'm going to, just reaching over, get my little stick and a little shot glass, and I'm going to mix my glitter into the resin and then apply the resin onto the blank. So put the lid back on so that doesn't set. Give it a good mix through. Will become a little bit like a paste because I did put so much glitter into such a little amount of resin, but I don't want any transparency. And from there, I'm going to dump this onto my acrylic blank, just like that. Push it up and around the little hole. And hopefully this time, because I'm paying more attention because I'm filming, there we go, I won't fill in the hole! Making sure to go all the way to the edges. Looks about right to me. So I'm going to put that under the lamp for 3 minutes, which is 3 60-second cycles, and then we'll be back with the next step. Okay, so that's been under the lamp for 3 minutes now, and it is actually smooth enough so that it doesn't need another coat. I can go straight ahead and now put my decal on. So we've got, it says, because I'm a cheer coach, that's why. We're going to put, again, these are their team colours. The white doesn't show up as much as I was hoping it would, but I tried a few times. This is as big as I can make those letters, and I'm determined to use only the team colours. So I'm in a little bit of a pickle there, but it doesn't, you can still read it. But that was my stubbornness to that, but you can still read it. Okay, so now that that's on there, to seal it all in, I'm going to do another coat of UV resin and then put that under the lamp for another 3 minutes, and then we can make a start on the actual air freshener itself. Just pick that up the wrong way. So making sure to go all the way to the edges the whole way around. I can hear the home ice cream man. Looking in the light to make sure I haven't missed any spots. It doesn't look like it, so I'm going to stick that under the lamp for 3 minutes and we will be back with the next part. Okay, so as you can see, this is now fully set, so we're going to put this to the side and move on to the construction of the actual air freshener itself. So the 3 pieces that you will need are your 2 little bits of acrylic as well as your base ring. Now the idea is that your clip will sit at the top of the air freshener, and then down the bottom where the little holes are on the acrylic blank, if you see there's holes top to bottom, right, that is where you're going to be able to clip your acrylic blank onto the ring that sits between. So with that in mind, making sure that everything's lined up, I've already pulled the paper off this one. So with my liquid fusion, you just want to go up and around between the dots and the edge on both sides. Okay, so I'm going to put my liquid fusion on this side. Sorry guys, that's the home ice cream guy in the background there. And the other side. So that there's glue on both sides, and then making sure that this little metal loop sits in this gap here. I'm going to place my ring on like that. Make sure everything is lined up. And it should look like that. Just reline that up. Now, the semi piece, when it sits over the top, this then becomes the back of your air freshener, and the centered pad sits in between the two pieces. So this half bit is what sits against your air vent. You have to make sure, I'm just going to peel the paper off this as well. You have to make sure that the little gap down the bottom matches up with the gap that's already on here. So same deal again. I'm going to put my liquid fusion on this side between the holes and the edge, and on the other side as well. And then very carefully I'm going to line this up with the other side and push that down like that. So if I lift it up very carefully, hopefully you can see how that's all lined up now. Make sure it's all pushed down. Well, and you don't move it like I just did. And now we're going to leave that to dry. While we're waiting, this is usually when I would go ahead and also liquid fusion my piece of Velcro onto my flower. I've already done that, but this is when I do that as well. And then when everything is glued together, I'm going to let that dry, and then we'll be back when it's all fully cured. Okay, we are back and all of our glue is dried. So now that I can manipulate a little bit better without it falling apart, I can show you. Your clip for your air vent should sit in that little gap up there like that. Whoops. And then down here, if you can see that little bit of ring that's exposed, that is now where we're going to clip our acrylic blanks onto. So we can peel the paper off now. Now, if you didn't want the acrylic blank hanging down and you didn't want a flower, you could attach the Velcro that we did before. We could attach the Velcro to the back of your acrylic blank instead, and you could just have interchanging bits of acrylic blank if you don't want anything hanging down or you don't like the flower. That is an option as well. Instead of putting the Velcro on the flower, put the Velcro on the back of your acrylic blank. Obviously don't put holes in it first, and then you can have interchanging acrylic blanks on the actual air freshener itself. But I like them hanging down and being all pretty, so that's the way that we're going to go about it today. So once all of our paper is pulled off, and I can give you a better look at that now, that little cavity is where your scented sponge is going to sit, and then that is also the side that sits against the air freshener, so that's the part that you're looking at. So we are going to, here it is, get my other side of my Velcro. I'm going to put a little bit of liquid fusion in the middle of here, like that. And then I'm going to stick my Velcro down over the top of it. Now, it's not mandatory that you put the liquid fusion down. I just don't want, if I'm pulling the flower on and off all the time, I just don't want it to cause problems or have it ripped off. So I'm putting the liquid fusion down on there, and then from there will be where we stick our flower. I'm not going to do that till the end though, because I want this to dry a little bit first, and also be able to show you how to clip everything on. So once your air freshener has been constructed and is dry, or while you're waiting for it to dry if you'd like, you'll get your hardware. Now, the hardware that comes in the kit has a keychain at one end and a little screw for like the alphabet molds, if you've ever made an alphabet keychain, the little eye holes. I don't want to use either of them. So I'm going to take the ring off, and I'm also going to split the O-ring that is holding this little eye hook, the eye screw one, and I'm going to take out that little eye screw as well. Now while we've got this open, this is when I'll go ahead and put my little clasp on there like that and close it back up. Oops. And then I've got my clamp ready to clamp onto the air freshener. Now obviously, now that the other end doesn't have the ring on it anymore, I'm going to open this up and put my acrylic blank that we made earlier straight onto there like that. So that will hang down like that. And then now that we've put this little clamp on there, we can take this on and off and switch it over with whatever we're in the mood if you wanted to make up a whole bunch of them. But this little clamp that I'm using doesn't fit on this ring here. So my way around that was using these O-rings. And when I edit this video, I will go through and put in all of the sizes of what I'm using. I'm going to put this O-ring into the base ring. Feed it through like that. See how that's now in... Please focus, camera. It's now in that gap. Okay, so it's gone all the way through. I'm now going to close that up. Turn it around. So now, if we're looking at the front of it, sorry, now we have our little O-ring in there. All that's left to do is clamp our acrylic blank on, put our flower on, and that's our keychain. Now you can do whatever you want with these flowers. I'm thinking about going around and dotting with a little Q-tip, dotting all the ends of the flowers with this blue, just to bring a little bit more color to it. The one that I made myself, I actually used Liquid Fusion to attach a little unfoiled AB Diamante to the points of each petal of the flower, and that came up really good as well. So really the only limit is your imagination is in how you want to spruce this up as you like. But just quickly, with tweezers, where did I put my tweezers? Maybe I can't show you. No, I can show you. With the back of your air freshener, this is obviously the bit that's sitting against your air vent. It is as simple as, make sure you put the scent on there first, and then that slides in there like that. Okay, and that is how the air freshener works. So this bit will now clip onto the vent, and that will hang down like that. So pretty. Obviously you don't have to use circles, you can use any shape you like. My recommendation would be don't use anything that's bigger than 5 centimeters, because the 5 centimeters is probably, like, for weight, is probably as heavy as I would go. But this is a 5 centimeter circle. Otherwise, that is the air freshener that you can make with Glitter Your World. Now, Glitter Your World is the one who is supplying the kits, but once you get your kit, guys, you can create anything that you possibly like. And I think that's the real appeal to me, is that the possibilities with these ones really are endless. So I hope that this helped you out with how to construct your brand new air fresheners. If you don't have any yet, definitely get your hands on some, because these are a lot of fun to make, and I can see a really big craze coming. Otherwise, thank you so much for joining me. Thank you to Glitter Your World for allowing me to do this exclusive tutorial for them, and I will see you guys around. Happy creating!